Why haven't you dropped the data? I will share my screen in just a second. I'm kind of afraid to even pull it up, but I can show you maybe this screenshot here real fast. So I've been around the clock, and just so people know, claiming that I've just been hiding and scared or not answering. I've been publicly accessible on Discord for hours and hours and hours each day, consecutive days, answering all questions, listening to people with their big elaborate theories and stories about how I supposedly wasn't actually in Antarctica. I want you to just really sit back. I'm not reading the chat right now because I know that there are people just emotionally spiraling. And that's one of the big problems here. You can't even sit here and listen. You're not here to listen. You're here to just say the nonsense that you already believe, or that most of you maybe don't even actually believe, and you're not able to listen. And then when I'm talking to people in private that I know that are slandering me, and I'm on Telegram, for example, as I'm trying to type to them, they're just constantly typing. They're not listening. They're not reading. They're not actually trying to figure out the truth. Right? And of course, it is folly to speak on a matter prior to fully hearing it out. And obviously, in this scenario, fully hearing it out would involve talking to me or hearing my full side of the story. But again, a lot of these people who claim to be believers actually are not. And obviously, there are a lot of people who don't even claim to be believers. So, okay, with the footage, there is, for example, a 360, a 24 and a half, 25 hour long, 25-hour long video. People are like, oh, why don't you, where's the raw video? Because these people don't know anything about anything. Like, let's just be honest. They're almost all anonymous. And yes, I do understand why people are anonymous. Certainly, we talk about subjects like flat earth, it can be very detrimental to your life, blah, blah, blah. But what is objectively a fact is that if you are anonymous, there's no accountability. There's no real life accountability. You can say whatever, slander whoever, do whatever, who cares, right? You can literally just lie. You can be super toxic. You can be terrible, a terrible person. You can spew hate. What's the accountability? And now there are even the people, there are also the people who just use a real name, but they just don't care. They just literally don't care about having no honor, having no integrity or whatever. But so a lot of people are anonymous. A lot of people don't leave their house. They're just watchers and they're talkers and they talk about what doers do, right? And so that's I'm a doer. Just like when I sold all of my possessions for basically nothing, effectively just gave them away. Went on tour around the United States for a year and a half, emptied my bank accounts, emptied all my crypto investments, which would be worth like 200K now, right? Emptied it all out, which sucked so bad because it was like savings that I put over in crypto. I was going to just not even touch it. I'd already had it set up where I basically hid it from myself. It was a whole thing. And I felt led to go out into the world during the pandemic. And I pulled that all out. I cashed it all out. I spent everything. And I went out there with nothing. And what did I do for a year and a half? I went into every major city and I exposed the whole pandemic nonsense. And I talked about biblical cosmology and the scriptures and flat earth and got arrested for it twice. Like every major city talked about this. Sold all my possessions. Went out in faith. Trusted the Creator to provide. And he did. And every dollar that came in went to that. So, and now, of course, we just went to Antarctica. And that was not easy for me to do. These are people that just sit at home. They do nothing. They do nothing. A lot of people just do nothing. And they Monday morning quarterback and they have a lot to say. And they act really tough on the internet. But they're truly just soft, miserable individuals. And like, I'm not trying to be ugly. I'm just being very honest. That's what's going on here. Okay. It is what it is. So they have all these accusations, all these lies. And let me explain why I've been kind of chill and quiet for a while. I'm just going to tell you guys the whole thing, right? Like I said, this is going to be a long stream, take it or leave it. And then we're going to go through each of the false accusations and we're going to debunk them. And there will surely be people who will repeat the lies anyway. And if you're not new to the channel or you're not new to seeing me, you know that I've been dealing with this for years. So all you people are in the bucket of like the toxic anti-flat earthers and the Globers who have been slandering me for years, who have been lying about me for years. I'll have a conversation. They'll run around the chat and they'll blatantly lie about what I said for years. I can invest the time to debunk them, to prove it with receipts. I can have it all documented. It really doesn't matter. They will turn around and they will continue. Because a normal person who isn't an insane, sociopathic, psychopathic, sadistic, habitual liar, a narcissist, right? They can't even really conceive of doing that, right? So you can go listen to FED and Oakley, and if you just sit there and listen, and you don't ever go look into the receipts or hear what else is actually happened, look at the actual evidence of what I did say, what I've actually explained, and you just listen to what they say, you could be really convinced of what they say because they're so convincing because they lie with such a lack of shame. Okay, that's what these people are not doing. So I don't really care. I just want you to know I don't really care. Okay, the only thing.
There's ice everywhere. I bet it does that. Yeah. Mattress. Child, Oracle, is doing comic. Mattress. Child, Oracle, is doing comic cards. Bobby Baggins, who just valuable, is the comic.
Oh my gosh, you guys couldn't hear me this whole time?
Oh my goodness. I've been talking this whole time. I'm sorry. It's because I wasn't added to the stream, so I've been talking unmuted, but it wasn't. Whatever. Okay. Anyway, my goodness. I was explaining that with this video, just because I'm